Hello, everybody. It's me, Colton, with Colton's E-Ticket Adventures. And like promised, I'm here to talk about the Disney Experience panel at D23 2024 for those Disney elitists or Disney fans, if you will. Consider this the Parks panel, where they talk about the new upcoming things coming to the Disney parks and experiences throughout the Disney parks. So let's dive in. But before, please remember to like this video, subscribe, and share. It will mean a lot, especially for this being a new and smaller channel. So one of the things I did want to mention before is the impact the Disney parks have had on my life. I've grown up going to Disneyland ever since I was a young kid, and there's some announcements in here that really struck me and made me a little emotional. And also, I apologize that my voice is a little off. I did scream at some of these announcements in a good way because of how excited I was. So, yeah, I love Disney, and I have dreams of being an Imagineer. And I really appreciate the great work some of these creatives have to put together some of these awe-inspiring creations that I can enjoy and others can enjoy around the world. I don't know what Josh Tomorrow's doing, but he wishes that I can spend more money and travel the world to check all of these out. So let's dive right in. The first thing that was announced as part of this, and it's something that has kind of been talked about, but they added more detail, is for the Avatar Land that will be coming to Disney California Adventure at the Disneyland Resort. And one of the feature attractions that they mentioned is this boat ride, and I'm assuming that it's going to be similar to the Shanghai boat ride, Pirates ride, and very high tech, and I think they're going to take that technology and plus it. So I'm pretty excited to see how that's going to go. It looks beautiful, and I think it's going to be a really great attraction. The next one made me extremely excited. At first I was skeptical, and then they emphasized that this is going to be going to California Adventure. But it is a Coco ride, and it's going to be a musical ride. I'm super excited for this. Coco is my second favorite Pixar movie, and it's one of those movies that definitely has made me cry when I've seen it. But Coco is such a fun story, and there's so much vibrant colors that I feel like this is gonna be so magical. And they mentioned how rides like Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean were big inspirations for this experience. So I'm excited to see the storytelling that they have in this ride. The next thing, I'm not going to cover a lot of the nighttime spectaculars, but they announced a new nighttime spectacular for Walt Disney World, and it's basically paying tribute to the electrical parade, and it's going to be a nighttime parade for that park. So that will be super exciting. So the next announcement is the announcement that definitely brought me to tears and also made me scream because of how excited I was. So they announced that in the Opera House at Disneyland that there will be a new show added, and it will be on rotation with Lincoln. And it will be titled Walt Disney, A Magical Life. This was an idea that I had, honestly, because Walt Disney is one of my heroes, and there was an attraction in this very spot that kind of inspired me to be who I am today and kind of built that love for Disney parks. It was when they did the 50th anniversary, which was crazy because that was like 20 years ago. They had a video that they would play, and it had Steve Martin, and every single time I went, because we had passes, I would always have to check out that show in the gallery that showed off everything. But I think it is amazing that they're bringing Walt Disney alive through an animatronic. And I think it is still awesome that they are keeping Abraham Lincoln, the great moments with Mr. Lincoln in the show. And I think that's going to be amazing, and it's honestly one of the things I'm most excited for. They also announced that the Frozen Land in Disney Paris will open in 2026. It's basically going to be similar to the other Frozen Lands, more similar to Hong Kong, but it won't have the extra roller coaster. Next, this one's pretty exciting, is for Disney Paris. They will be opening a Lion King inspired area with a Lion King version of like Splash Mountain from what it looks like in the concept art. Also, they mentioned that it will be based on the animated film, but from the looks of the concept art, it looks a lot more like the live action version, which I personally haven't seen. So the next thing they announced was the Tropical America, I can't remember the name as I'm recording this, area, and the new Indiana Jones ride, and it's going to feature a completely new story and a new approach to how this attraction will be. It's going to have Indiana Jones looking for this mystical creature in a Mayan temple and encounter dangers throughout. Another thing they announced was a carousel with different animals-based characters from countless of Disney films, so that should be cute for this area. Another one I'm pretty excited for was the Encanto attraction. From the looks of it, I think this is going to be an Omnimover attraction, and I think it would be pretty cool if it's a similar idea of Haunted Mansion. Like, think of Haunted Mansion if it was upbeat, cheerful, Encanto style with music, going through the house, and then obviously seeing all the animals. I think that would be beloved and so much fun. The next thing they announced was the opening date, which is sometime in November, for Disneyland's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and a new name for Critter Country. It's now going to be called Bayou Country. So I wonder how that's going to turn out for our good old friend Pooh. They also announced that the new Zootopia Better Zoo Together will be coming out next year, replacing the Bug's Life show, Stuff to Be a Bug, in the Animal Kingdom. They also mentioned that the new Test Track 3.0 will be opening next year, and it will take hints from World of Motion, which is pretty exciting. This announcement I'm pretty excited for is the Monsters, Inc. themed area coming to Disney Hollywood Studios. This area was rumored nearly 10 years ago, around the time when Monsters University came out. And it was more so rumored for the Hollywood area at Disney California Adventure. And one of the big ticket things that they were rumored was a door coaster. And that's exactly what we're getting at Hollywood Studios. And I would love to experience this one day. Monsters Inc. is one of my favorites. And to step into that world in a larger scale would be cool. I hope with this gives them the opportunity to get rid of the laugh floor at Disney World. It's mid, but that's my opinion. So they also announced for Beyond Big Thunder is Cars Experience coming to Frontierland. And I love how it's not just a copycat version of the Cars Land we have here, or not here. I say here because Disneyland's the park I go to the most. But I love how it's different and it's a different approach. And I think the ride technology is going to be pretty cool. Another thing they briefly announced was a new version of the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run that will feature Grogu and the Mandalorian. I think this is much needed, and they're actually enhancing the technology for this ride for the visuals. So I think that's going to be much needed. I do like the ride that it's there, but it definitely needs some tweaking and working it out. Another thing, this was rumored for a while, was a Spider-Man roller coaster coming to the Shanghai Disneyland park. They didn't reveal too much, but it looks like it's going to be a launch coaster, so that's going to be super fun. They also announced for the Hong Kong Disney or Avengers campus a ride similar technology to like Tower of Terror, Guardians, that involves Spider-Man and the multiverse. In the concept art, you see Doc Ock and the elevator lift system. So I'm excited to see how this ride goes. I don't know if I'll ever make it to Hong Kong, but there's always YouTube. This next thing was a shocking announcement, but not only are they building a new ride for Avengers Campus at Disneyland, they're building 2 new rides. So we'll have the Avengers Infinity Defense, which is the multiverse ride that is rumored to be similar to Transformers or the Spider-Man ride at Universal. But another ride is Stark Flight Lab, which is going to be like a robo-arm type ride. And I think this is going to be super fun. I think it's awesome that they're adding more thrill elements to California Adventure. So the last thing that stood out to me, I'm not going to go over the Fortnite stuff because Fortnite's Fortnite. I love Fortnite, but I want to talk about the parks. This was kind of like the last needle drop announcement right before the panel ended, but they officially announced that they are developing and actually starting groundwork on a Villain's Land. From the concept art, you can see that there's going to probably be a roller coaster, and I think that this land's going to be awesome, and it'll be a great part of the Magic Kingdom. I hope you enjoyed me talking about some of these announcements. I love Disney, and I love the Disney parks the most. It's definitely one of those parts of my life that I wish I could go more often, but life's life, and I'm grateful for technology to be able to experience it in different ways. And I'm actually going next year and excited to bring you guys all along for that fun time. But before I end, I just want to shout out those who have already subscribed to this channel. I hope there will be more. And yeah, so don't forget to like this video, subscribe like mentioned, and share the video so your friends and family could see about all these cool announcements. But have a wonderful, magical day, and see you next time. Bye.